Hello and welcome to another video tutorial here on allaboutbodylanguage.com. I hope you're all feeling well and having a good day. Now it feels like forever and a day ago since I clicked record on my camera and analysed someone's body language. I retired my CJ Baxter YouTube channel about 6 months ago, so I've not really posted anything body language related on there for a while. It feels good to come out of retirement and do some more video tutorials for you all after a lot of demand. I've certainly had a lot of demand for this video. Was sent through via Facebook this morning about Wade Robson talking about Michael Jackson on the Today Show. Now that I've done some work on Wade Robson before today, I had a look at some of the interviews he conducted after his alleged breakdown, where I listened and watched him talk about Michael Jackson, and I saw no behaviour there associated with sexual abuse. I saw no disgust, no anger, no shame, no contempt, nothing like that at all. It was flashing through Wade's face. So it'd be interesting to see what behaviour he displays today during this interview. So without further ado, let's get going. So I've just paused the video at the start, and we can see two postures from Wade and the interviewer, both making leg barriers. However, Wade's is more significant than the interviewer's. As you can see, he's making a direct block toward the interviewer. Also, for added security, we can see how he's grasping onto his left wrist, and he's also placing his left fingers underneath his right hamstring for added security. Okay, so automatically looks like he might be on the defensive on this pose, but we'll have to see how the interview progresses. So without further ado, let's have a look.
Make a lot of headlines. So before I ask you specifics, what's your mindset right now?
What's my mindset? I feel strong. I feel...
Okay, rightio. So a couple of little behaviours I noticed there. The first one was the parrot statement that Wade responded back to the interviewer, where Wade was asked...
Get a lot of attention, make a lot of headlines. So before I ask you specifics, what's your mindset?
So Wade is asked, what's your mindset? And he replies with...
Now. What's my mindset?
Okay, rightio. So he mirrors and he parrots that sentence back. Now, we often do this when we are stalling for time. And it is when we haven't really rehearsed what we're going to say. So the opening speech error there, interesting sign. But again, another interesting sign is the asymmetrical shoulder shrug he flashes. It's a very weak display when he says he's feeling strong. Watch it.
I feel strong.
There we go. So it's only a very brief shrug, and again, that's a very interesting display. Often the shrugs correlate the message of I don't know, or it can correlate the message of I've no real confidence in what I've just said, especially weak behavioural displays like that. So only very trace elements, almost like micro movements, are often quite telling. So we've got a behaviour there where he's mirroring back the verbal language, the verbal content, and also making a asymmetrical shoulder shrug when he says he feels strong. Again, interesting so far. These don't really mean anything in the grand scheme, but they're very significant behaviours that we can use to see if he makes them later on in the interview. So we're looking for any kind of mirroring language. I'm looking for any signs of shoulder shrugs, because these might be what is known as leakage, emblematic leakage. So we'll have a look later on if he makes these kind of behaviours again.
I feel like this is the right thing to do, because this is my truth.
Right, again, I've got a problem with the word my truth. Okay, my truth is not the same as the truth. Okay, now, obviously the person who's he's making these allegations against is no longer with us, Mr. Michael Jackson, again, which is a great shame. So he can't verify these accusations. Okay, and that's why I have a problem with my truth. My truth isn't the same as the truth. But again, we'll get onto that later on.
Like what some people may say after you say these things?
Yeah.
Let me take you back to 2005, Wade, all right? The child molestation trial of Michael Jackson. You were the first witness called by the defense, and the attorney for Michael Jackson said he called you first because you were so convincing and powerful, asserting the innocence of Michael Jackson. Yeah. And here we are years later, and you're going to say just the opposite, right? What?
And again, that's something I can't really get my head around neither, but again, I know a lot of the Michael Jackson fans have difficulty in believing what's happening at the moment. Someone being so supportive of Michael Jackson, especially during his recent trials in the States, of back in the 90s. And again, it's just all come about face. Now he is accusing Michael Jackson of the things he was denying him of back in the 90s. And again, I just can't quite get my head around it. And I'm trying to be impartial, and I'm trying to be fair to Wade to give him an impartial interview, but I can't seem to get my head around why he would do this now. But again, I'll leave that open to your interpretations.
First of all, one thing I want to clear up is that this is not a case of repressed memory in any
Which has
way.
been reported in the press. So.
I never forgot one moment of what Michael did to me, but I was psychologically and emotionally completely unable.
So again, a problem I have there, you see, is his choice of words. Let's listen to what he said here again.
First of all, one thing I want to clear up is that this is not a case of repressed memory in any way.
Which has been reported in the press. So.
I never forgot one moment.
I never forgot. For me, that's not strong enough for something that happened. You're talking about a serious series of sexual abuse happening over a 7-year period. For me, a better denial would be, I will never forget, not I never forgot. For me, that doesn't seem strong enough. I think I will never forget is a lot stronger terminology. And I think I will never forget, I will never... well, yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know, I think I might be reading too much into that, but let's continue.
Of what Michael did to me. But I was psychologically and emotionally completely unable and unwilling to understand that it was sexual abuse.
So what are...
Now then, there is a hot spot for me right there. You might have missed it. A lot of people certainly have so far.
I was psychologically and emotionally completely unable and unwilling to understand that it was sexual abuse.
Right, he raises his eyebrows when he says sexual abuse. Now, you might think this is innocuous behaviour. However, this is called a speech emblem, and it can also be called an emblematic slip as well, because we raise both eyebrows sometimes. It almost works in the same regards as a shrug, and it's called an emblematic slip. And it works in the same principle as if we're raising our shoulders. And again, sometimes, and some researchers, especially Dr. Ekman, is big on the fact that when we raise our eyebrows or something, it means that we know the answer to the question. And we're often can be associated with almost like disbelief as well. Now, he wouldn't be experiencing disbelief if he had been sexually abused, because there is no reason to feel disbelief, because it happened, it's reality, it's the truth. However, he raises his eyebrows when he says sexual abuse.
And unwilling to understand that it was sexual abuse.
There we are, sexual abuse. So the eyebrows go up. So he almost feels like he might be surprised at that, which is interesting behaviour.
So what are you alleging that he actually did?
He sexually abused me from 7 years old until 14.
I know it's...
And there we go again. And now that is called a mouth shrug.
He sexually abused me from 7 years old until 14.
I know it's...
Now that is called a mouth shrug. And again, that's very interesting behaviour, because the mouth shrug works in the same principle as the eyebrows being raised, which again is an example of a shrug, and also the weak display he made before where he flashes one side of his shoulder. Now again, that's very interesting, and he's only making these shrug displays. He made the eyebrow raised shrug when he was talking about the sexual abuse, and now he said that Michael Jackson sexually abused him. He's made the mouth shrug, and he's hiding those lips. And again, now that is very interesting behaviour, and that can come in when we've got absolutely no confidence in what we've just said. And I mean, that is very interesting. We see the eyebrows raised, the eyebrows arch, emblematic slip, and we see another emblematic slip here with the mouth shrug. Again, it's got a very precise meaning. Often, I have no confidence in what I have just said. So again, those are quite telling behaviours from me, and these are completely and utterly subconscious. So for me, these kind of behaviours here, let's just watch it again. Watch how those eyebrows raise.
But I was psychologically and emotionally completely unable and unwilling to understand that it was sexual abuse.
Eyebrows are up on sexual abuse.
So what are you alleging that he actually did?
He sexually abused me from 7 years old until 14.
I know it's...
And there we go. And there's the mouth shrug. Very interesting behaviour. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it here for the time being. I'm going to press pause. This is going to be part 1, and then when I come back, I'm going to cover the rest of his behaviour, and we'll have a look and we can see if we can spot anything else. So stay tuned for part 2, and I shall load it to my YouTube channel directly. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Please circulate this if you can, and I look forward to speaking to you all soon. So thanks a lot. Bye-bye.